So it finally happened. Kevin McCarthy is the Speaker of the House. After many fights, borderline a fist fight on the House floor, a lot of memes, a lot of entertainment, we finally reached a conclusion to this saga. We have a Speaker of the House. And quite frankly, this was one of the most entertaining things I've ever saw. So much so, I think we need more C-SPAN being able to control the cameras, because there were many memes had during this process. So this was very entertaining, but we got to discuss what now that we got Kevin McCarthy as the Speaker of the House, and discussing why these people, these Republicans, this last guy's a Democrat, he wasn't there for a vote, that's why he's included in the table. Point is, all these people here, they are heroes. So much so, they deserve an applause for standing their ground and fighting for actual change to Washington. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter account in the description down below, and join the channel today. Everybody knows, if you click that big, beautiful blue join button down below, just for 10 cents a day, you can join Real American Politics, which helps support the daily content. We all love that daily content. So I hope you join today. Alright, let's get into it. So, this was a fascinating final night of voting. So if you don't know what happened, a lot of chaos ensued, because round 14 was when everybody kind of thought McCarthy was going to win. But out of freaking nowhere, it didn't happen. In fact, we had total anarchy on the House floor. Because what I heard, at least, was Matt Gaetz or Boebert, one of the two, they promised they were going to flip. Right? A couple other people said they were going to vote president, etc. But one of the two was supposed to flip to McCarthy, which would have given him the mathematical majority. Well, it didn't happen. And what happened was absolute freaking gold. Because after this happened, everyone was kind of shocked. And this bozo from Alabama, Mike Rogers, he tried to lunge at Matt Gaetz and fight him. Yeah, this happened on the House floor. Now, look, I can understand being a bit furious when somebody like Gaetz, promises to vote one way then doesn't. But to try to physically fight him? What the hell's wrong with you? It's just a political dispute, dear Lord. But any other case, after that, they were about to vote to adjourn. But then, surprisingly, Gaetz promised McCarthy again, I will vote for you. And then right as the adjournment was about to pass, you saw like 50 Republicans just rushing the front table, changing their vote to, no, we're going to finish the vote right now. That was pretty entertaining what happened. But either way, that's the end of the story. Everybody voted present, which gave McCarthy majority. Once again, Gaetz kind of lied about what happened. He was supposed to vote McCarthy, but he didn't. Like, really, Gaetz? I like Gaetz, but come on, dude. You have to promise. If you're promising to vote one way and you don't, that just makes you look like a jackass. But either way, these people deserve an applause from every single one of us. Because this is what we got out of it. This was a statement made by Congresswoman Mary Miller, one of the best representatives we got. And we got what we wanted out of this. So the best case scenario was all of this plus somebody like Andy Biggs as speaker. But we got the rule changes mostly. Now, people are going to say, oh, there's no way that they allow it to pass. Guys, I've talked to several representatives that voted for McCarthy. They flat out said, even before, outside of these 20, they voted for McCarthy every single round. I talked to a couple of them. They flat out said, if these rule changes do not happen, they're throwing McCarthy out. So, yeah, these rule changes were essentially agreed upon, and even most of the quote-unquote moderate Republicans agreed to it. Fitzpatrick agreed to it. The only one that's openly against is Tony Gonzalez, which, why? You're like a Trump plus 10 seat. What's the point? Either way, these are the big things we get out of it. A power to block spending bills from the Senate. The power to eliminate waste by making direct budget cuts to the federal bureaucracy and spending caps to cut spending. A balanced federal budget. The fact that they had to beg for a balanced federal budget. I mean, most of these Republicans, that's all they ran on. Cut spending, cut spending, cut spending. But they fought tooth and nail to prevent this from happening? Like, I think a balanced budget is kind of difficult right now. I think our focus should be reducing the deficit, but trying to do that with a balanced budget over the next 10 years is a good idea. The fact we had to fight tooth and nail for it's pathetic. But this is the big one. A church-style committee to investigate the weaponization of the federal government, including the Biden Department of Justice. Now, I'm no expert on the exact church committee, but it came out in the 70s investigating government corruption on certain departments. I recommend people read into it. And I heard Thomas Massey's supposed to be leading this. That's pretty good. He's somebody that wants to actually investigate government corruption and stuff. But either way, that's kind of the bigger things. A southern border security plan, the end of COVID mandates. Another big one, requiring 72 hours to read a bill. Yeah. So instead of this crap where there's a 6,000-page bill that you get 2 hours to read, they require you to have 72 hours to read the bill. That I agree with vehemently. The fact that we have to force a vote on the speakership just to get that through, that's pathetic to the Republican Party. But either way, we got it. And the power for one member to call a vote for a new speaker. So we got basically everything we wanted to outside of a better speaker. But I think McCarthy, he gets his chance. If he F's up once, I know a lot of people, they're voting him out of the caucus. Or I should say the caucus, the speakership. And quite frankly, this deal only got done because of, funny enough, Donald Trump called a lot of these people on the floor, and my guess is he promised them something. Now, people are going to say, oh, these rhinos like Matt Rosendale, they waved off Trump's phone call. That was a misleading photo. You could clearly tell he wasn't even looking at Taylor Greene when she tried to show him Trump's phone or something like that. But it was clear Trump actually did play a part at the end. He called a couple of them and said, just vote president, just get this over with. And I guarantee you most of these guys got something in return. Probably better, my guess, better committee positions, ranking members, some good committees. So yeah, that's kind of the big deal that did happen last night. Now, every single one of these people deserve an applause, standing their ground. Instead of being cowards and just voting McCarthy because the GOP said so, they voted for who they actually wanted to and refused to vote McCarthy unless they got the changes needed. So Andy Biggs, Dan Bishop, Boebert, Britchen, not Buck because he was absent, Michael Cloud, Clyde, Eli Crane, Donalds, Gates, Good, Gosar, Harris, Luna, Mary Miller, Ralph Norman, Andy Ogle, Scott Perry, Rosendale, Roy, Self, Sparks voted president, but every single one of these, thank you so much for standing your ground and dealing with the bullshit. So yeah, none of them deserve a primary challenge. The fact that there's people that they want to primary out every single one of these people for questioning McCarthy, it's like, what? You're telling me you would primary out 20 representatives for a leadership question, yet you would not primary anybody out for crappy records? I mean, give me a freaking break with this primary out these obstructionists. Yeah, remember the left has insurrectionists? Well, some on the right are calling these people obstructionists, and we need to primary them all out. Stop it. These 20, they got what conservatives were begging for years. Mostly related to a balanced budget, reform to how amendments are done, and investigations. Nobody should be primaried out for this. They should all get a standing ovation. In fact, some of them should get serious promotions. So yeah, thank you so much to these representatives, and this was entertaining, to say the least. So that's kind of it for the saga of the speakership election. We got to see how everything goes. Hopefully McCarthy, I hope he does well as speaker. Hopefully he follows through. Because if he doesn't, these 20, they're going to raise holy hell. So yeah. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.